Y'all in the comments have been asking for the build that I use. It's called the Whirlwind Dust Devil build. Shout out to Rob2628. Hopefully I got that right. Rob2628. I did. Sweet. I've been following his build almost. I've put a little bit of like my own like touches to it. Just because I don't know, I just didn't like kind of the things he did with some of the build, but overall an amazing build. To show you though, helmet. I know this is 925, but obviously with any helmet you guys use to either leveling up or end game. Because honestly, in my opinion, I feel like there's like not really a leveling build. Like I feel like you can do an end game build at the start. It might be a little more difficult if it does require Ubers, but in some cases you can do it. But helmet focuses on life, resource, and cooldown reduction. Those are the three you really want to focus on. Do you really have to have all three? No. But if you get another helmet that has better cooldown or has maximum life, I feel like maximum life is everything. Definitely switch to it. The tempering, challenging shout, cooldown reduction. It's not supposed to be barrier generation. It's supposed to be crowd control, but I just didn't get it from the tempering rerolls. And then the aspect is Iron Skin, grants unstoppable and 32% damage reduction. I will post the link down below of Rob's to the link to the build if y'all want to see it fully. But I will go over everything in this video. Chest armor, Rage of Haragoth. You get it from Hall of the Pendant or Echo of Varshan. One of the uniques, not necessary for this build, but it'll definitely boost the build a lot. If not this, but you want to focus on for any armor is, I think, once again, maximum life cooldown and I think fury per second. Just to double check though, gears and skills, new Ubers. So that's the thing with the no Ubers build anyways, it's still this chest armor, but with the chest armor, honestly, you can do whatever you want. Gloves focuses on strength, critical strike damage, and resource cost reduction, and then damage while berserking and crowd control. And then the aspect is deal 9% increased damage, triple this bonus after standing still for 3 seconds. That is the aspect of Inner Calm, and this one is the aspect of Iron Warrior. Just so you guys know the names. Tibbets will, for the pants, this is an Uber. If not, though, you can focus on aspect of bulk. For this one, I would put the Juggernaut one, the one that gives you more armor but increases your evade. And then it will also focus on maximum life, armor, fire resistance. And then the tempering you want to put on it is Worldly Endurance for more total percent armor. And then more crowd control on it, which is from Nether Extra Schemes utility. Boots focus on strength, maximum life, and fury per second. That's where we get our fury regeneration. Then this one improves mobility cooldown and crowd control. And then the aspect of the Berserker. This one, or Relentless Berserker's aspect for our boots, sorry, is what it's called. As you see there, critical has up to a 30% chance to extend the duration of berserking by 2 seconds. Double this if it's a critical strike. So a lot of these aspects will focus on damage. Obviously, this one's for Iron Skin, berserking. Our bludgeoning weapon focuses on strength, maximum life, and fury on kill. Dust Devil damage, damage to close enemies. Those are from the Sandstorm Augments and Natural Finesse. Oh shoot, that's why my shards aren't casting flipping tornadoes, because I don't have the aspect on this thing. Whoops. The aspect you want on your bludgeoning weapon though, since I'm about to do it right now, is aspects of Fury Winds, where if you shout, your shout skills create 3 dust devils that deal 3000 damage to enemies. Your dust devils are 19% bigger. Obviously this doubles though with applying it on our weapon. There we go. I will show you guys the build after this as well, like the skills that I use. Critical strike damage for the gems. Obviously you see rubies for this one, rubies for that. Emeralds for all your weapons. For the jewelry, it depends on which resistances you are low on. So like right now everything's even besides my lightning, but usually lightning I'll take a potion. But I usually try to keep them all even, just so that you have a good resistance against all of them. This one, Dust Devil, both for both dual wield weapons. Obviously, it is preferred if you have the Magnum Opus, but if not, then both should focus on strength, maximum life, and critical strike damage. And then both would have berserking damage while berserking or whirlwind size. And then the imprint is whirlwind leaves dusty devils that deal 2,382 damage to their enemies in the path. That's the dusty devils aspect. And then for the other aspect, I believe it's one where whirlwind increases, or whirlwind's critical strike chances improved, which is, let me see, to not confuse you guys. Clear. Where is it? So I believe, yeah, whirlwind's critical strike chance is increased by 7% for each second it is channeled. Obviously, you channel up whirlwind when you use it. And then, but it is prepared Magnum Opus and Range of Paragon you can get from Echo of Arshan or the Hall of Pennant, which are like 2 beginner bosses, so that's perfect. So just make sure to grind those in Helltide when you get the chest for Living Steel, and then Echo of Arshan just drops all the time. Now our slashing sword focuses on strength, maximum life, and fury and kill damage, and then chance for Dust Devils to cast twice. And then the aspect of Devilish. After generating 100 fury, your next direct damage creates 2 Dust Devils that deal 5,000 damage to enemies on their path. That's pretty insane. Everyone's on them, obviously. Both rings try to focus on fury on kill and critical strike chance. Because obviously, you know, critical strikes is what you really want for this build, is what I've been noticing. Not a lot of overpower stuff, but yeah. Oh yeah, then I gotta change that aspect on my ring. Jesus. I knew I was missing something. Oh yeah, my shout cooldown. Where is it? Where is it? No. I already have that one. Where is it? Oh yeah, this one. Both tiers and aspects. Whenever you cast a shout skill, its cooldown is reduced by 1.70 seconds per second, up to a maximum of 6 seconds per nearby enemy. So we want that on that ring. My bad. There you go, that's that ring. Same with this ring. I'm just trying to change that damage to critical strike chance. Actually, let's see if we can get it here in this video. Because rings, what is it? It doesn't have a lot of things. We want critical strike chance, though. Okay, we'll take the damage, but we want critical strike chance. I just don't want to do too much because I'm running already low on gold. But we'll take the critical strike damage. And then Amulet focuses on critical strike chance and cooldown reduction. The shadow distance, whatever, doesn't really matter. I think the third one is maximum resource. So if you want to focus on that. Then damage while berserking again, and then resource generation with dual weapons. Slashing or bludgeoning ones are fine if that's what you're using for whirlwind. But I would use the slashing one. Here in a second, I'll explain why. But yeah, that's all the equipment. For here, you want 200 expertise, 200 axe expertise, just because of the whatchamacallit, and 10% increased critical strike chance against vulnerable enemies. And vulnerable enemies take 20% increased damage. You want that. And then now the skill tree, I will show you. Pretty simple. Lunging strike, you only 2 just to unlock the core. You don't really need a basic skill for this if you have a lot of the fury on kill and fury per second like built up on your whatchamacallit, on your armor for your equipment. Because right now, if you go down here, I have 7% fury cost reduction. Not a lot because, well, one, you get 4 fury per second, and then fury on kill, and 16 for fury on kill. That's how much I got. So fury cost reduction, I don't really need much since I'm already getting it. Like, think about it. I kill 10 enemies, that's 160 fury. That's literally almost my fury, like, maxed out by killing, like, 6 enemies. And obviously, you know, there's never not a moment where you're surrounded by hordes of enemies. If you struggle, though, go ahead and put in Lunging Strike. I would probably sacrifice the ultimate because Iron Skin is really clutch. If you're being hit a lot, it'll make you unstoppable with the aspect of Iron Warrior. Obviously, Whirlwind, we want to do the slashing to inflict bleeding damage. Hence, when you use Whirlwind, make sure you put it on your slashing weapon. And then let's see here. We go back up. 3 out of 3 on pressure point. Core skills have up to a 30% chance to make enemies vulnerable for 2 seconds. Obviously, we do Whirlwind, so most of the time everyone's vulnerable. And then here, obviously, Rallying Cry and Challenging Shout. We want the most shouts to spawn a lot of Dust Devils. Obviously, Enhanced Rallying Cry. And then we do Tactical Rallying Cry for more Fury and more resource generation. 3 out of 3 on Imposing Presence, just more maximum life. Martial Vigor, just reduce damage from elites. Iron Warrior, obviously that's what we want. Absorbs 93% more of our maximum life. And while our skin is active, we heal for 10% of the barrier's original amount as life per second. So once you activate that, most of the time you get to maximum life, like instantly. Just 1 on Outbursts or for Thorns, and then 1 for Tough on Nails. Challenging Shout. We want Tactical Challenging Shout. We gain 3 Fury each time we take damage. Once again, more Fury production. Over here, obviously, War Cry. And then 3 out of 3 for our durations to be increased by 24%. Honestly, how I split these up is Rallying Cry, Fury generation. Challenging Shout, damage reduction from enemies. And then War Cry, we get more damage. That's how I split them up. Movement speed, just to move around faster while you're doing Whirlwind. 1 for aggressive resistance. And then 3 out of 3 for Wild Berserking. Fury generation is increased by 18%. Over here, we do 3 out of 3 on Pit Fighter. We do more increased damage to close enemies and gain 6% distance damage reduction. 3 out of 3 on Slaying Strike. We just deal more damage against injured enemies, which is if they have 35% of their life left. And then here we do 1 of Thick Skin. And then 3 out of 3 for Counter Offensive, because when we have Fortify, which most of the time is already almost over 50%, which we get from other skills and aspects, especially Iron Warrior, we deal more damage. Critical strike damage when using two-handed weapons. Obviously, critical strike damage is the main key to this build. And then if you don't use the basic skill, you can use the ultimate Wrath of Berserker. Gives us more berserking, unstoppable, fury generation, movement speed. So, and then obviously unconstrained to increase the berserking's duration, and we get 100% more damage. So that's the skill tree and the armor. Paragon board. Honestly, I really can't give much of a guide to this. I'm honestly following Rob's Paragon board, so I will leave his link in the description below, though. You guys can follow that as well. But that is the build I use. Transmog, this is from the shop. This is what's it called? Demon's Heart cosmetic that just came out this season. Pretty dope. That is the build. Yeah, little on armor, hence why I'm a little iffy on Rage of Hagaroth. I think I'd rather have an actual chest plate, and then I can put the Juggernaut aspect, which gives us more armor, but increases our evade cooldown. But it doesn't really matter if you have 4 evades. That's what I get for my boots, I believe. Yeah, plus 3 maximum evade charges, so that helps out a lot too. So Rage of Hagaroth is like, it's up to you if you want to use it. If not, you can go ahead and choose a chest armor. Obviously, to make the build even better, Teriel's Might is the one to use for Ubers. So the Ubers, like, to make this build at its maximum is Teriel's Might, Tibet Will, and then Ring of Skies over here, and then obviously Magnum Opus. But with no Ubers, just Rage of Hagaroth, and then Pants, like I said, Juggernaut. But yeah, that's the build. Once again, I will leave Rob2628's link to like the full build aspect, and then you can go over the details on that and everything. But yeah, that is the build that I've been using. That's gotten me to level 90. This had me kill Indariel, Duriel, destroy Hell Tides, get the maximum reward from Iron Wolf. It's a fun build. Very fun build. Recommended for Barbarian. And then next time, hopefully we'll be over going to Necromancer build, because that is the #1 build for this season. But if y'all want to try another build like Barbarian, there we go. Delicious. But yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed this. Peace. Like and subscribe.